When I first read it, I was excited. I was enthused. I found it
how could you not be?
Interesting and fascinating. Well, BF and I are the co-founders of Megapictures BFD.
Right.
And we're really excited about this latest project that we have, which is called
Goose.
Yeah.
Goose. I read the first page.
I read the last page.
Instant hook. I mean, I knew we had a hit.
And when I say read it, I didn't really read it. I had my assistant draw pictures of it. And
this is a visual medium.
Yeah. And what really jumped out at me was the fact that it was this great period piece.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we discovered that it's not a period piece at all. It was written during the Civil War.
Right.
Duck, Duck, Goose started out as a stage play. It was written in 1864 by one Chester Wiffle, who was a wheelwright and a cat farrier. And he wrote it over the course of one evening, after an overdose of laudanum. Duck, Duck, Goose was slated to make its world premiere the week after Our American Cousin at Ford's Theater in 1865. As we all know, Our American Cousin ended with a bang on April 14th. And what would later be known as the Wiffle Curse began.
I'm Brenda Wiffle, and I'm so glad you're here today. This is my daughter, Christiana Wiffle. It's Chris. And, of course, this is Chester Wiffle. He's the fifth.
Clive.
He's my young...
I like Clive.
Chester's my youngest. I have this photo album that is such a treasured thing to me because it tells the whole legacy, the heritage of the Wiffle family.
It was a full 20 years before another attempt was made to stage Duck, Duck, Goose at the Ford Theater. President John Garfield was scheduled to attend the gala event, but assassin Jean Guiteau had other plans.
We've attached somebody to it already. As a matter of fact, we're Clarissa.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name? Clarissa Markin.
Mencken.
Clarissa is fantastic.
Oh, boy. They said, Duck, Duck, Goose, and I said, I'm in. I don't even care what this project is about. It's about a presidential assassination, right? But that's kind of like a side story, I'm the goose, and then there's the ducks, and then the presidential assassination thing. It's like, one of those things.
I mean, they're not really ducks, not really geese. It's what do you say? Symbolic.
I thought they were going to wear costumes.
Well, they are going to wear costumes.
I mean, like, a duck and a goose costume.
No, it's not really. It's not about a real duck.
Are you sure? Well, that's a dog, but it's eating a duck.
What is that?
Oh, that's a transformer.
They have Transformers
Yeah,
in the
I thought
movie?
there were, but no. My nephew got a hold of my notes and started doodling.
Dear Sarah, I'm afraid I must abandon my moving picture project, Duck, Duck, Goose, because the assassination of our dear President McKinley makes the subject matter untenable.
There is a thing called the Wiffle Curse, but it's just nonsense. Every 20 years or so, when the project almost gets made, some president seems to die.
I briefly heard about the curse, and I think it's like every couple of years, every 20 or 10 or something years. I just feel like nowadays, that's really nothing we need to worry about.
So what happened in 1920? I don't remember who was president then. I don't know.
Martin Sheen.
Why do you have to make our family look so stupid all the time? Excuse me!
In 1921, Warner Brothers selected Duck, Duck, Goose to become the first talking motion picture. The mysterious death of Warren G. Harding, however, silenced that effort.
You're the one that made him leave. Why do you have to say such bad things? Will you stop that goddamn? You say this every time.
It can get pretty intense. I make a lot of collages of feet. I go out to my boat. It's me, my boat, and my feet, man. It's the three of us.
But it'll be happy at the end. Yes. Even though the president dies or something.
What?
We now present the world premiere of the original radio drama, Duck, Duck, Goose. It was a fine morning when...
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this important radio announcement. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt is dead.
I want to be really hip and want to add sort of like an urban feel to it. And because, I spin, so maybe get like Kanye West or P. Diddy involved, I'd love to do a rave scene and then maybe some explosions. And, you know, Michael Bay comes into my club all the time, so I was totally thinking about asking him to do it.
Years later, Duck Duck Goose was once again resurrected, this time as a Western starring Peter Lawford. Cameras were poised to roll in November of 1963. Oh well.
The story of this family has been my life. And when the money comes through and those kids leave the house, this meeting means everything.
Come on, Mom, I just don't understand why we can't just go in with you and listen.
I told you, Faith will handle it.
Well, where in the world is Faith, huh?
I'm sure she'll be here any minute.
All right, well, you're going to tell her my ideas, right?
We kept the title, but got rid of the ducks and went with monkeys. What on earth are we going to do now that the president is dead? Where on earth is your faith? We got Jodie Foster involved as well, but, you know, it was 1981 when we were doing it, and unfortunately the whole Hinckley thing, our project dissolved.
I love the pictures, and I want to make a film.
They show the
worth $10 million.
Are you right there?
Directing
Look, I'll use credit. It's a wonderful picture, and I'm...
We are a go.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
I mean,
This
they
guy.
got some great people on their team. The Wiffle Family.
Oh, yeah. Legal team.
They
was
know what they're doing.
Top notch.
But,
but FD right there, right out of the park. Oh, Chester Wiffle is going to be part of the
Technical
project.
advisor
Technical
for the
advisor,
family.
exactly. We are excited to have him.
Very glad to have him aboard.
Going to add to the project,
Oh, nice.
and we're excited about that.
Yeah.
And now, with reports that Duck Duck Goose is going into production this year, we must ask ourselves, is there a curse? And if so, is it about ducks?
See it in theaters July 1st. Duck Duck Goose.
D2G.
D2G. Right. See it. Someone should tell the president. Seriously.